Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Studio Light, I have 3 fantastic die-cut designer gift boxes and also the DIY village, you guys. So cute. Here is one of the village pieces that my friend Debbie made. You can make a whole series of little houses for a village. So cute. And then this one, you guys, is one of the boxes. I can't wait to show you more, so come play with us. All right, let's take a look at this gift one. This is called Christmas Gifts. So the box books are labeled differently, and it has all of these ideas. You get 12 gift boxes with labels and decorations, and then we flip this over, you get even more ideas on how to decorate them. Now, these are super easy to put together. This one right here is sort of a candy box shape, and it looks like this. It's also in the other book. I'm going to wait till the end and I'm going to show you how to put this one together, okay? Because it is the most trickiest one. The rest are very simple. This is a pillow box one, you guys, where you're just using either, now you can use either double stick tape like this, okay, double-sided tape, thin double-sided tape, or you can use a good quality paper glue. I'm using a Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue, and I put it in one of these little small bottles just for accuracy. I'll probably be using a combination of those two, but you would just want to punch this out, pre-fold, okay, and then just add some adhesive to this side, and then it's very simple to fold together. So I'm not going to be able to do all of these, but there's another pillow box. This one, you're folding all the little shapes, and then there's a little tab here that you're going to cross over at the top, and it looks like this when you're done. All right, and this one looks kind of like a paper bag. You fold the bottom, you fold the sides, you put adhesive on this side and on the bottom, and then you're going to get a 3D bag with a little star at the top. Same with this one. Okay, on this one, probably the easiest one here. Okay, here's this one that Debbie put together using this. And I'm just going to show you this one really quickly. It's so easy. So you're going to just take this, punch this out. I put a little tape on each side just to make it a little easier. We don't have to wait for glue to dry or anything. All right, so pre-fold everything before you put tape on there, and then use a little bone folder or a butter knife to just get these things folded, okay? And then you're just taking these little tabs right here, tucking them on the inside, and then you're just securing the side right there to the back. Give it a little pinch to make sure the adhesive is attached. And we're going to do the same on this one. We're starting off with a really easy one, and they'll just kind of get increasingly, we're going to show you the ones that we think are just the trickier to fold, okay? This is a really easy one. Okay, then you have it like this. Then you're going to take this piece right here. We're going to punch that out. And then this one, kind of intuitively, I think you kind of want to line them up like this, but no, you line it, you drop it down a little bit so it's offset, and then it gives you a cute little mat to go all the way around it. Okay, just like this. Cute, right? And then these little pieces right here, they're just little reinforcements, just like that. And we're going to put a little bit of glue, and you can put one of these on each side. I'm just going to put one on now. And then when you thread it with ribbon, it just kind of has a cute little reinforcement here for your hanging. So Debbie threaded this with some ribbon and then tied a bow and stuck that on the front of that. And then, you know, that's it on the box shape. And then you can go to the back, and it has all of these fantastic little images you can punch out, decorate your box like Debbie did here, and then on the back, and then right here a little greeting, and they've got all the greetings. So cute, right? And really simple to do. So I imagine on this one you could put some of those little, like a gift card, maybe a little folding money, maybe like a little couple Ghirardelli chocolates, those little square ones could go in there, and just a cute little like ornament to hang on the tree that's a gift, or a little hostess gift to bring somebody. Just really cute and simple, right? And you're getting several of those. Okay, this one is kind of like a milk carton shape. So you're putting your tape here and your tape at the bottom, here and here, and then you're just folding it in a square shape and then tucking the tops in. Okay, this one is this one right here. And we're going to show you how to make this one when I go through the other book, because it has the same one, and we're going to show you how to do that one. And here is just a cute little four-sided box. It's just a little squat little box. This is the base, okay? And then this one right here is the little decorative top, and then you put this on the inside of the decorative top, or even at the bottom. And then you're going to add all these cute little things to it. So as I said, all of them are constructed like this. And I think here's that star one. Here's the little pillow boxes. Yeah, they're not difficult at all to assemble. So let's take a look at this one, and I'll do the Christmas tree one on this one. So this one is called Winter Wonderland. Okay, here is that fantastic box here. Okay, and we're going to do that in a minute. Here's some more of the pillow boxes. Here's that great shape again with the little flower on the top. The star. So it's got the same ones, it's just different patterns, just a wintry pattern. So this takes you from Christmas into winter. Here's the one that we did together. Here's that one that's a little bit like a milk carton shape. Here's the tree. Here's that cute little box with the lid. Here's all the little greetings. And then you get all of this art, which this one is so fun because I think you could even take them year-round and make sort of masculine projects with them. All right, so let's do the Christmas tree. I'll go back to the tree. And as I said, they're done the exact same way. Come on, tree. There we go. Yes, this box from the other book is done in the exact same way. Oh, this one is this book. Did I get confused? Hold on a second. I'm going to make sure I know which one I'm assembling for you guys. Okay, which one am I got? Yeah, that's right. This is the one that Debbie made using this one. And I'm going to make the one that I just showed you in the other one. All right, but they're made the same way. So you're going to punch them out, and then you're going to, like facing with the pattern side, okay, I want you to fold, well, you're going to punch them out, and then you're going to take your bone folder before you do any of this stuff. And you're just going to go around and you're going to score all those score lines, you're going to fold them. Give them a good crease, okay, like that. Then, for each piece, I want you to take these side branches and fold them along the score line to the center, like that, okay? Then Debbie, what she recommends doing, because once you get this all put together, sometimes you can see this white edge, and she took some khaki ink and her applicator tool, and just colored each of the inside of those boughs so that the branches just looked a little nicer, okay? She went ahead and did that through the whole thing. And that's her little tip. Now, once you have both of these done, you're going to take some glue or tape, whatever you want to use, and we're going to put that right here. And then we're going to just put it right there. So you have one on top of the other. Okay, we're going to make sure that's adhered well. There we go. And then what you're going to do is just take each one of these and you're going to put a little glue along the fold right here, and then all the kind of way out here, and then you're going to attach them like this. And you just want those little bows to line up. And that's why Debbie did a little bit of inking, because you're always going to get just kind of a little bit of that white line no matter what you do. You can kind of go back and forth on it, but sometimes you're just going to get a little bit of a white line. So to save yourself that headache, just ink that edge. And you're just going to go all the way around just like this. But you're going to leave one door opened, okay? And that's when you would insert whatever you're going to put in there. It would be so cute, filled with candy, really, really cute. And then you can just close this up if you'd like, just like this. You can put a little glue dot or a little glue dot, or you can just put glue right there, just a little tiny bit. And then you'll see that Debbie decorated hers with the stars, and then she used some jute twine on the top to make it into a little ornament, or you could just gift it like this. And that way when they take this off, they're just a little thing that's holding it together, and then the door opens, okay? And all the goodies spill out. So that is a really easy one to do. Just lining those points up is a little tricky. She then decorated it by adding these gold star dazzle stickers, and I forgot to take mine out of the package, but they're gold, little mini gold stars, and they have silver ones too. So you could add both or one or the other. We use these a lot. Okay, so there's gold and silver, and I recommend using, to lift them up, a little pokey tool, because typically we use a little jewel picker, but it doesn't really work as well. Kind of, you put the jewel picker on, you kind of stir the star around because of the points, they kind of get bent. So the jewel picker, the little pokey tool is our favorite. Okay, so we're now going to move on to this one right here, which is the little candy box, and it's in both of these. Okay, just a little different pattern here, and I'm going to show you how to do that one next. All right, here's the little candy box that Debbie made. Isn't that cute? All right, this one is really fun to make, but it takes a lot of folding, so you got to be patient with this one. She showed me how to make it. So I punched this one out. It has all these little pieces right here. We punched those out as well. And then you have to do some pre-folding, okay? So you're gonna go along all those score lines. A bone folder, absolutely a must on this one. You're gonna go like this, and then you're gonna go like this. Every fold gets double, okay? And then, see all these little cross pieces? Just fold it like this all the way across. Go like that. Fold it again in the other direction, and then for the little cross pieces, you just fold just that one part, just like this. Turn it over, do the other side. This is a great one to just sit, if you have a little lap desk, sit at your table, watching TV, going around and getting all the folds back and forth. The trickiest one to do are the ones right here in the middle, because this folds up too, but that's okay. You're just gonna flatten this part down. You're gonna go just like that. Okay, once you've got all those done, then you're going to go back and do this middle part, back and forth, to 1, 2, 3 of those. Then you've got this tab and then this tab, all right? You can either use glue or use tape. I would use the tape, okay? Because this one is a little bulkier, and with all the folds going around, there's a lot more pressure for it to kind of spring open while you're gluing it. All right, so now we're just gonna fold it together like this. And then the most important part is to get, see that little pink and green line? We wanna make sure we align that. If it's off, it kind of throws off the whole thing. There, that's the trickiest part right there. And then on this little tab right here, you're just gonna align that like that. And then just stick your fingers in there and just make sure everything is really, sorry, I'm moving around a lot. Make sure everything is really secure in there with your adhesive. Okay, now we're gonna take this part. Once we've done all that folding, that's why it's important to do it back and forth on each fold, because when you get to this part, you're just going to push in like this, kind of like squish it, like Yeah, use 4 fingers, like go like that. And then you're gonna pull this down. Okay, then while you work on the other side, kind of squish that. Just like use your tabletop to really, oh, I forgot to tape this side. What was I thinking? Silly Lene. Okay, let's take a second and tape this. It'll go together much better if you actually use the tape you've told people to use. There we go. Okay, so now you've already done the bottom part. We're gonna just leave that kind of squished down. And then with this part, you're gonna do the same thing. Oops, use those 4 fingers. And then you're splaying that one down too, just like that. And then you're just gonna, oops, you know what? Did it wrong. Here's the thing, you wanna make sure that your little tab is folding in like this on this end, and then on the opposite end, you want it to match up. You're just gonna leave it just like that. Use the tabletop to kind of squish it down, and then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna squish that side as well. Okay, so there's our little candy box, just like this. And yeah, Debbie's is way better. So Debbie's is great. Let's take a look at hers. And I love what she added, little circle punch out here, and she added little pieces of foam tape to just give it some dimension. Now we have these little squares of foam tape. There's little squares of 100 and there's little squares of 400. And then of course our giant wheel of foam tape. And I'm gonna list all of these down below the video so you guys have those. Let's see, let's move on to the little church one. All right, so here's the little village. And here is the church that Debbie made. So let's take a flip through first. Oops, this one's kind of stuck right there. This is the beautiful little snow-covered house. Okay, this is house number 1, house number 2, and we can look at them right here, okay? And then there's another one, house number 3, 4, 5. Here's the church, 6. And on Debbie's, she actually punched out all of the little windows, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Here's the extra pieces, and it'll label it. This one goes with house 1, this one goes with house 2. Well, a lot of these are like the fronts, the towers, and the roofs. Roofs. Same. And then you get all of these little pieces decorating like cars out in front of the houses, Christmas trees, street lamps, all of these little fun bits to decorate your village with, okay? So let's first talk about this one that Debbie made, and then I'm going to make another one of the houses that is very similar to this one. It's this one, okay, because they both have the same kind of pitched roof on it. All right, so for this one, Debbie punched them out, and then you're going to want to put tape here, 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 here. Just all of basically the tabs. She punched out all the windows, and then you guys, she took, before gluing the whole box together, she took dot vellum paper and glued kind of sheets of that behind, like on the inside of the box, so that they're stained glass. And what if you put a little battery operated tea light in there? It would light up. How cool. You could do that on all of these. The vellum came from Paper Wishes, of course, and it's listed down below the video. Then she wanted to make these stained glass, so she just took her pens, her little tri-blend alcohol markers, and she colored those in. And she used lavender, coral, and this one is yellow, gold yellow blend, okay? She also decorated it along the top edge here with some silver jewel border dazzle stickers. And then if you can see where all the little snow bits are right here, they kind of shimmer. You can see that shimmering right there. Well, she used, this is a little glitter pen. It's called Wink of Stella, and it's just clear glitter, and you just squeeze it, and then all this little glittery liquid comes out, and you can just paint all your little snowy bits. You could also add like textured snow paint to it, all that kind of great stuff. Just to give it little touches of realism is so fun. I love this. It has the little archway on it. The doors are open here, so you can go ahead and you can see the little candle in there. It would be so cute. All right, so let's put together, yeah, this one. All right, so you can see, I punched this one out, all right, and I've put tape here, and we also need tape here, Lene. And as I said, you can definitely use glue on these, just a preference thing. And I'm going to go ahead and leave my little windows in place. Okay, and so the first thing you're going to do is go around and take your bone folder, and go along all those lines, those score lines, fold everything. Now these you only have to fold in one direction. And then you're going to make the actual box shape. I would start from this position right here. Just like that. Okay. Now this part you could leave open for like filling it with goodies, but I'm just going to tape it closed for now, so it's essentially just out of our way. It also will give it some stabilization. And then you just go in here and just make sure everything's connecting. All right. Now these little pieces right here, I've already gone and put tape on these. And then I have the little roof, which is located and labeled elsewhere in the book. We're going to take our tape off. And what I think is nice is once you get to this point right here, it seems pretty obvious about like how you're going to put the roof on. So these tabs need to be folded forward like this, and then you're going to take your little roof. Actually, before I put the roof on, let's put the little snow cap for the roof, okay? That goes right there. It would be easier to do this now than it would be to do it once we have the roof in place. Oops, glue got closed because I took the pin out too long. All right, there we go. That right there. Okay, now we're going to make sure that the points line up, and we're just going to attach that like that. There, and this flap wants to be down a little bit like that. There. So there we go. Here's your little door. Cute. And then we've got a little chimney piece. I'm going to move this to the front so I can remember what this looks like. There's a little chimney piece right here. For this one, you just fold in all the score lines, tuck this little spot over like this, and then you're just going to glue it right here. And then this part right here that's flapped down, that is going to be what's attaching the roof. Right there, or wherever you think a chimney goes. Probably should have taped this one, because I'm gonna have to sit here for a minute. All right, so pretend that that stuck on there. All right, and then we have this little piece, which is like a little bell tower. So cute. Got all the little windows open and got a little tip of a roof. All right, I found the roof, and not only that, I did stick the chimney on there. And here's my tip. Once you get everything on there, take your little finger and then press that down, and it really helps to adhere that. Okay, so now we're on to the bell tower. So the bell tower, you're just folding on all those little scored lines. You're putting tape on here, okay? And now we're gonna just peel off the tape. And then we're going to overlap this. And then this one you can put like this, however you want to do it. Because this part's going to go against the building, it doesn't matter. There we go. Okay, so this one's going to kind of go like this. But first we need to glue the little roof on, which is so cute. So once again, it's got tape right here. Oops, tore that tape right off. And you're just making a little cone. And then this one we do have to glue on. And I recommend a little glue around the edge like this. Like that. And then you want to make sure the seam on this is not showing, so we're going to put that towards the back. And you just put that on just like a little cap. So, kind of perches on there, so adhere that. All right, and then we're going to put another piece of tape on this side. And then you're just going to stick that right there. Now it can go up towards the front more, it can go back here, however you think that looks great. And then you can decorate it however you would like. You can use the little scene pieces, so cute. Yeah, and then there's these little extra pieces. If you want to like take one of these, you can put that right in there for snow. And then you could decorate that with the little Wink of Stella pen. So cute, don't you think? All right, you guys, we have a fantastic money saver on these collections. I think it would be so fun to sit here and make your little snowy Christmas village. If you have a mantle, how cute, and put those little battery operated like timer tea lights in there, it would be so cute. And then you've got your Christmas gift boxes, and you've got your winter wonderland that could take you throughout the winter. And as I said before, even some like little masculine boxes for the birthdays and holidays and Father's Day coming up. We love these. So definitely check out the Money Saver. It's right there on the right hand side. All the items we used, dazzles, the adhesives, everything else is down below the video in the description box. Or down below the video if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. If you're watching us over on YouTube, hey, subscribe to our channel. It really helps our small company grow. Look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.